Be present in over 150 experiences covering every genre imaginable. Virtual Presence Productions.
Did Mama teach you how to hold a coffee mug?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, because you're doing basic white girl. Like, it looks like you're a catalog.
I'm just doing what Mom does.
Right, and she does the same thing. All of our Christmas videos, if you watch them, she's just sitting there like, it's exactly like the meme.
They're donuts.
They are donuts.
I got it for Christmas.
Welcome to the 12.5 talk. This is,
Oh, back.
it's going to be an annual tradition. I'm not sure how long it's going to be an annual tradition, but probably as long as you live here, it'll be an annual tradition. It started with Cam on his birthday last year.
Yeah.
And then you're like, how come I don't get one? It's like, well, on your birthday we do a song and a video kind of thing, like a retrospective. And then I thought, well, I do that for Cam's half birthday, so maybe for your half birthday, we do the talk. Mm-hmm. So you'll be doing the 0.5 talks. Cam will be doing the regular talks. And the reason I'm doing this is because, you know, it's not really easy to just lug this camera around for everyday events. I almost did it at your basketball game, which we'll talk about in a minute, but I felt like that would have pressured the shit out of you. Yeah. So that's the other thing, is that
it would have made me felt like I had to win.
Well, but it's more like I hadn't brought it out all season.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to bring it out for the championship. I'm like, dude, that's way too much pressure.
Nice.
And also, there's not a whole lot of room in these gyms, and I just would have been I'd have been the odd man standing in
the corner.
But we'll talk about that in a minute, because it was an incredible game and really stressful for me. Like, really stressful for me. But this is 12.5. This is supposed to be everything you are and your favorite stuff and everything you feel and what life is like in 6th grade. And what does 12.5 mean to you? And go.
Okay. So, oh man, I'm sorry. I like a lot of things.
What do you like? Yeah, what are your big likes?
Basketball.
Costco.
Dance Moms. Dollar Tree.
Oh yeah, you can't leave Dollar Tree out.
Cats. Christmas.
Are you just naming things and saying you love them? Dance Moms. Yes, you are a big fan of Dance Moms. We tried to all watch it together as a family, and I was immediately sick to my stomach and got about 10 seconds in. I was like, I can't watch awful parents be awful to their sweet little girls.
Nothing.
Yeah, I can't. That's a hard thing for a dad who does not treat his children like that to watch. So I'm glad it doesn't affect you. I'm not sure what you like about it. What do you like about it so much?
Chloe.
Okay, that is. Yeah, I meant, but I'm sure other than Chloe, you have to. You can just look at pictures of Chloe.
The drama.
The drama.
I love how dramatic it is for no reason.
Well, that's true.
Sometimes I dream about Dance Moms because I need the drama.
Because you don't have much drama.
We don't have.
Right. Our life's pretty boring in that sense.
Except in 6th grade, it's pretty dramatic for no reason.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's dramatic because, you know, you've got a bunch of, budding kids about ready to burst. Hormones are starting. It's a lot. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade are like some intense years, dude. That's the transition.
I don't enjoy middle school that much.
You really don't enjoy it?
I mean, I like the classes. I like moving from class to class, and I like meeting new people, but I don't.
Would you have good friends and stuff?
Yeah, I do. But sometimes it gets very intense.
You gotta get out of the chats.
Oh, the group chats are
the worst, dude. She's in all these group chats, and it's like,
there's one for my math class. Then they just started adding people who aren't in my math class, and then they named the group chat, "What has this group chat become?" And then everyone left, and someone kicked me out, so.
Yeah, I was trying to tell her, I'm like, there are some times when you have to have a group chat, but for the most part, avoid them like the plague because they take so much brain energy to try to decipher.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're like, okay, who... And then you get roped into these weird... And it's just like, I don't have time for this shit. I got things to do.
One time, someone texted the math group chat in math class.
Right.
On their Apple Watch. And I was like, what is the point?
Right. Vienna does not have a phone yet.
No.
She does have an Apple Watch, so it's coming.
Dad made good points about phones. I don't need one.
You don't need one yet. There is going to come a point where it's just a liability to not have one, and it's probably about the time you drive high school. That's when it welcome. You gotta learn to deal with social media. I'm a big believer in expose your kids to those things early so they can learn with you, as opposed to keeping your child away from all of it and then they turn 18 and you're like, good fucking luck. Like, I think you need to, that's why I was fine with you having your YouTube channel and maybe getting some bad comments and, you know, learning how to deal with some of that stuff.
One time I said I'm a really funny person or like a fun guy because I had a box of mushrooms and someone just commented no.
No.
I was like, I commented back, I was like, yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, this is I mean, if you're a parent, you have dealt with this, and I think the phone thing is out of hand with kids your age.
Because I have friends who have phones, they just are on it all the time.
They're literally glued to it, and I feel like you miss out on. Like, it was really nice at your, when we went to Starbucks with your basketball team. Everybody was right there. And they were talking. And, like, nobody was on their phones. And like, that's the way life should be. And as you get to be an adult, you might have it near you, but you know, it's time to focus. So you're big on Dance Moms and Chloe.
Chloe, she's my wife.
She's your wife.
I made a presentation about it.
Right.
And everyone in math class knows now.
Right.
I made a paper that said, well, it was just a paper of funny things that me and my friends drew on.
Right.
And I said, if you tell me your celebrity crush, I'll write it down. And then I almost said his name. Am I allowed to say?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Mahoney, he said, who's talking about celebrity crushes? The next question will be, who's Vienna's celebrity crush?
Well, and everybody knew.
And he said, okay, class, what is Vienna's celebrity crush? So many people raised their hands.
Right.
Now. And me included, we all, as a group, we said Chloe from Dance Moms. And he didn't know who that was.
Oh, wow, that's strange. That was kind of in his age range, but he also, I mean, I was in the age range to watch that, and I didn't. We all tried to watch that together, and it was awful. Remarkably awful.
It was just...
I'm glad you like it, but whew, not my cup of tea. Do not like seeing abusive parents.
Okay, the only reason I watch it is for Chloe and the drama.
Right, so you have a legit crush. Like, quite clearly, that's your cutting out pictures, so on and so forth. Do you remember, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? The night that I stayed up and we all talked till 1 a.m.?
Oh, yeah.
There's an unbelievably embarrassing video that is 40 minutes long that I might put a frame up of, but I can't let anybody see it because it's a lot. Because I was having a few drinks with you guys.
With us?
Well, I mean...
I had like a soda pop.
You did. But what was funny
I love
was...
sodas.
You know, I mean, for me, it's just... It erases all the filters, you know. And if you erase all my filters, I'm just really happy. So, you brought out this PowerPoint presentation of your crush, and...
Okay, we'll refer to her as my wife.
Okay, I'm sorry. PowerPoint presentation about her wife. And I think it was the first time where I went, this isn't a phase, because you, since you were the littlest girl, always wanted nothing to do with boys. Like, I was like, yeah, that's a thing. That makes sense. I understand that, but you're like, Dad, can I be a boy? Because I don't really, you know, you told me that. I'm like, hey, if you want to, go right ahead. I don't care. You know, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But as time went on, you started shifting, being a little more girly, doing those kind of things or whatever. And I don't know. I don't even know what the terms I use to not offend people. That what does girly mean and all that kind of shit. But you know what I mean, like mainstream girly.
Girly pops.
Yeah, girly pops. Pops?
Yeah.
Girly pops.
Like, no, there's so many words for girls now. There's like girly pops, baddies.
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 Okay. Is
But,
Chloe
like,
a baddie?
I wouldn't say that much. Baddies are more like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's...
When I was growing up, a baddie, or I guess when I was in that realm, that just meant a really hot girl.
Okay, well maybe it's the same. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know either. Fuck, if you don't know, I sure as hell don't.
Because one time at the talent show, me and Maisie decided we wanted to draw a baddie together.
Okay.
Like she drew the nose, I drew the eyes or something. And then it was like, you know those like long nails I had for a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Black, but long. Like black lipstick, I think. That's the definition of a baddie. I don't know. You should ask Clara.
I should ask Clara. I don't think I've said one word to her other than hello.
I'll ask Clara and then I'll tell you.
Okay. But anyway, that night was the night when it occurred to me, oh, this is real. And you're so brave, you know, to be like, fuck that. I'm making a PowerPoint presentation. I'm showing it to my class. And
I didn't show it to my class. I showed it to my friends.
But still, dude, and the fact that your whole class, I mean, that's really brave, dude. Like, I'm just impressed with your ability to say, you know,
Thanks, broski.
it's awesome. Granted, part of the reason that is because me and Mama are just pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And we've always, since you were that big, said, just be you. Do your shit, man. Do whatever it is. And you have. And you have just overflown with it. But it's crazy because you used to be this little girl that was extremely quiet, did not like loud places. And now you're like, yo, this is my bad bitch Chloe, and let's go to Costco. It's like, dude, that is the opposite of...
And Starbucks.
And Starbucks. Like, it's some of the loudest, craziest places. She's like, let's do this. So it's funny watching you just transform into who you are. It's really cool, man. I'm very proud of you.
Speaking of Starbucks,
Uh-huh.
Our coach bribed us and said if we win against Shooting Stars, a really difficult team and
That
a
they
team
lost
that's
to
like,
all year.
Yeah.
Well, let's lay down the whole thing.
Okay.
You won every game of your regular season.
Except
for
those two.
you played this one team twice.
Yeah.
And they're really good.
They're pretty good.
It wasn't even really close. Like, you lost by over 10 points each time. And in these kind of leagues, you have scores that are like 40-3. Like it's a different, I got to tell them because they don't necessarily know how much 4 points is, you know, in a game like this with this league. And so when it came time for the playoffs, we were pretty sure you guys were going to get to the championship round, and you did.
We did.
And of course, it was like, oh God, here we go again, right? We've lost to them all year, and remarkably, they not only won, they were down 8 points in the second half, which I don't mean to not believe in you, but I was like, well, that's the end of that. Like, I was certain.
Yeah.
When it was 15-7, I'm like, that's the end of that game.
I was like, before, like, at halftime.
You were tied at halftime.
Well, yeah, but I was like, that is going to end really close.
What? You thought that when you were tied?
Yeah, I was like, oh God.
That's not the attitude.
They hurt my shoulder. I'm dying.
Oh, dude, I have that on video. I'll put some clips up here. And girls are fucking rough, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, did you get the part where they fouled me and that girl jumped on me?
I don't know
when
which.
I fell into the floor?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Well, and here's what's crazy.
And I got foul shots.
You went to the line, and I looked at your eyes. I'm like, oh, she wants to cry, but she's holding that in. You could see this, like, nope. I'm gonna power through, and you made a free throw. That was very awesome. That girl took you down. But here's the thing: they're not necessarily.
It hurt really bad.
I know, and you didn't show it, and you just went and made the free throw. That was badass. But it's not always like a malicious they're just not that coordinated.
No
I don't like it's
no.
not you and that poor number 23 on the other team kept getting hit in the eyes with elbows.
That was this little girl.
Oh, she was little. She's
Genevieve.
tall. Oh, Genevieve. Yes, you're.
She's like this tall. She was like, okay, so she was in the game, and then she ran to the side with me and Clara, who were sitting on the floor at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Bro, I got kicked out. I hit her eye. She's out." She was so excited about it. I was like, "Girl, you got kicked out of the game? Don't you only have one foul?" And she said, "No, but they kicked me out right there, like just like to take a break from fouling people."
Oh. Well, the last one was Clara, and they were out of bounds, and she just went like she was right up on her, and Clara went to throw the ball, and it hit her in the face. But like, yeah, if you're gonna guard somebody that close, and somebody's, so it's rough, dude. These girls play hard, and the craziest thing about this game is that you guys were down you went on a 14-2 run, which is, even saying that out loud is crazy considering you were down by 8. But
we were like 7-15.
15-7, I know. And then, but once you, it ended up being 21-17.
21? Yeah.
But there was like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
The longest 4 minutes I've ever watched, and I just kept waiting for that clock to go down,
They didn't score anything.
And they just couldn't because, your defense was really good.
They're scared of us, bro.
Totally scared. But then it was 37.5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it was pretty much over, but all they had to do was, I think what happened, you know what happened? I just watched that Bulls game. Mm-hmm. We were up 5 with 12 seconds left, and then watched them score 6 in 6 seconds, and I'm like, oh, this is going to happen again. I just was so stressed out. And then when it was clear, like it was like 7 seconds left and you were going to win, you got this little shot of me kicking my feet. And I got so excited. And then when it ended, did you hear everybody scream?
Oh my God, they were so loud.
Dude, I think it's because all the parents... It's the most stressed I've ever been because I can't move.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You guys get to like run off some of the stress and you're moving. We're like this. Please God, just please let them win this. Please, they worked so hard all year. They did not believe they were going to win this game. I don't think any of you thought you were going to win that game.
No.
So like that, and then you just kept going and going and going. Oh, what a game. Oh my God, that game. It was so stressful. So stressful.
I had a mental breakdown.
Yeah, what happened?
Okay.
I knew your shoulder hurt, but why?
My shoulder hurt really bad, so I was crying, and I was like, I'm gonna go back into the game. And then before that, I was just really, I felt like there was a lot of pressure on me.
Right.
To win this, for my team.
Right.
Because I don't want to be mean, but we don't have the best players.
Right.
I just felt like I had to do more than just one person's.
Right.
And I just.
No.
I don't know.
Well, it's interesting because I knew that there was a time when you were about to go out, or when you should have gone in and you didn't, and that's when I walked over to you when the fourth quarter was starting, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And you were like, "Well, I might go in later." I'm like, "There's no later. It's the last quarter of the season." Like, and you went, "Okay," and then he put you in a couple minutes later, and honestly, thank God, because you had your strongest 5 on the court, and you ended up holding the lead, which I do not think would have happened if you stayed out. You are one of the top 3 players, easily. Top 2, probably. So, wow, what a game. Oh my God. So, that just happened yesterday. So, we're still like, dealing with that high. But yeah, basketball, 6th grade, and Chloe. That's 12.5 right there. That's your 12.5. Mm-hmm. You know, Chloe's like a grown woman now, right? She's
I
like
know,
30,
but I'm watching her when she's 12.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not watching.
God, she's only 12 in that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All the pictures show her. She's all like made up and.
Yeah, she. At the beginning of the season, I think she's like 9.
Oh, but you watched a few, haven't you? Oh my God, yeah. We had to literally take her iPad away. we were like, okay, honey, you have to do your homework. Like, you're going to have to. And she's like, I know, just 3 more of them and I'm almost there. You binge that shit so hard, dude. I get it. I've been there, dude. I've been there. All right, well, that's 12.5, man. Basketball. I want to say you just came out, but you didn't because everybody who knew you knew you.
Yeah.
But I will say, so for the longest time, I kept saying to her, listen, 12-year-old boys are fucking awful. And I can imagine that any intelligent 12-year-old girl would be like, nope, I'm not, I have no feelings whatsoever. So be careful labeling yourself. Because you never know, man. You know, wait till puberty hits. Wait till you know, puberty is now hitting, and it's hitting one direction for you, and it's an extremely clear direction. And now I can happily say, thank God, I fucking hate little boys. I'm so glad I don't have to sit there. and now, if you change your mind, totally fine. I'll put up with it. But there is a part of me that was like, oh, thank God, dude. You bring some fucking 13-year-old. I hate teenage boys. They're just awful. Everything about. Now, granted, I have one. Mm-hmm. I have a young boy who, and I love him. But, you know, I'm kind of cool. The household's going to have a completely different energy now. And I'm very excited about that energy. It's a much more fun energy for a father. And there you go.
Oh, and there's a lot more of these. Please check out my other VRLOGs and subscribe and comment. It means the world to me.